Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we have another DIY upgrade replacement kind of video for you. Today we're going to be working on doing some changing out and replacing some lighting. I know we've done a lot of that already, but I think we're just about wrapped up getting the last of it finished. This ought to be fun. Glad you joined us. So all of the lights that we're changing out, like most of the ones we've done so far, they do work. It's not that they've stopped working or anything. They've all been upgraded with replacement LED bulbs, so as far as efficiency, they do have that. They don't put out good light. They're old and kind of out of date. So you know, it's time. We need just better light performance and overall aesthetics. So something cool for today's projects. I actually have some helpers that are going to be coming in to help us out, try to knock this out a little quicker. We're just kind of waiting on the last one to, well, actually, speak to the devil. Here he comes now. Hey Michael, come on in, buddy.
Hey Mike, thanks for having me on board.
My pleasure, man.
Let me help out with today's project.
You're always welcome for a good project. You know, my toolbox is your toolbox. So anyway, today I am going to be working on replacing these map lights, reading lights. People call different things. Again, they work. They have been again replaced with LED bulbs, so that part of it, no problem, no heat, no energy usage. They don't put out good light. Now we don't typically ever have a reason we need to use them as actual map or reading lights. So we typically have them like this. They shine on the ceiling. It just creates sort of a softer, indirect, kind of an omnidirectional light. But again, they're kind of old, they're kind of loose, they want to fall down, and quite honestly, they kind of look like they were made out of an old suitcase. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Michael, I think I'm going to have you take care of that light right there next to your head. As you can see, it's again, it works. But it's just sort of old and outdated. It's kind of a welcome back 1981.
Yeah. While I'm not an expert, it seems to me that a light fixture with a glass shade inside of a vehicle that moves around and bounces down the road all the time doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of wondered about that a few times myself, but we're gonna have you replace that with that light there. Again, it's an LED upgrade, so very efficient as far as electrical usage, especially if you're ever running on just your batteries. It's a lot more slimline, so that's going to be nice. Just aesthetics will overall be better, and I think it's just going to overall give out a better light. So, over on the other side of the rig, we have another friend of ours.
Yeah, you do, boy.
Everybody say hi to...
Dude, I promised you would say it.
MT Hammer.
Yeah! You can touch this. What?
Whatever, dudes. So yo, check this out. Here's what I'm gonna be working on today. We got this big old gigantic wall hogging light fixture thing, I'm calling it retro black. So today I'm going to be taking this down. Although I have to say there is one cool thing about this that I really like. It kind of makes me think that if like, Scooby and Shaggy and Velma and all the rest of the gang was here, and we took this and we turned it, this like super cool hidden door would open up to like, I don't know, like this super secret rave or something. We'd all be like, So anyway, we're going to take this down and we're going to replace it with a much smaller, much more modern, much more with it. One of these little cool little wall sconces.
I think it tastes like fresh grapes, grape juice, and kind of like you just take it and go. It's got this kind of light, delicate flavor to it. This has
Anyway, new light fixture. It's gonna look really cool. When we get it all done, it's gonna be lit, yo.
super fruity. Notice you keep drinking it. All right, so
Oh, dude, that was funny right there. You gotta put that in there, man. You gotta put that in there. Okay, so we're gonna let you get to that. So, all of these tasks are very straightforward. These are easy replacements. Very little tools involved. Shouldn't need anything more than screwdriver, pair of side cuts or wire pliers, as I always knew them to be called. We've got some extra wire nuts in case the ones that are up there aren't still usable. And that's really about it. A little bit of electrical tape in case we need to shore up a connection somewhere. Now, the lighting, as is the case with most lighting in RVs, these are all 12 volt. They're on the 12 volt side of the system. So nice thing with that, you don't really have to worry about taking any kind of electrical hits or anything. Now, as you do with regular AC current type things, you still want to make sure you've cut the power. The only difference is, rather than going back to the circuit breaker at your power supply station and flipping the circuit breaker off, you basically just have to locate the fuse for the lights you're working on and pull that. Again, you're not going to take an electrical hit like you would with obviously an AC current, but those little fuses can get expensive when you've had to replace several of them. There's several ways you can test after you pull the fuse to make sure that you have in fact killed all the power. You can obviously do that and then come back up, turn the light on, see if it comes on or not. If you have a tester that'll do 12 volt, you can use that. Or even if you have just some type of 12 volt lighting accessory with bare wires on it, you can use that, put that on. Now, one thing to consider, I see lots of people, they'll put in even just a new replacement LED light bulb, and oh, this doesn't work, it's broken, they sent me something bad. You're only working with a 2-wire system here on the 12 volt. You have positive, negative, power and ground, however you want to refer to it. If you're using just regular incandescent light bulbs, it doesn't matter which way you hook the wires up. It's going to come on, it's going to work. LEDs, they're polarity specific. So you do have to make sure you get all of that correct. Make sure you have positive to positive, ground, all of that. So, I think everybody's got their task. You good? Okay, so let's get started. Alright guys, there you have it. Quick, easy, pretty inexpensive replacements that, wow, make a huge difference. Mr. Editor Guy, can you cue up the before and after pictures, please? Alright, so if anybody's interested in the products that we used, the upgrades that we had, I'll make sure I link those down below in the description. As usual, thank you Amazon. So, also want to take a minute and say thank you to my helpers today. Appreciate it. Thanks Michael, appreciate your help buddy. Anytime friend, always glad to help. And even a thank you to the brains of our outfit, Professor Sconcy. So, alright. As always, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. We really appreciate it. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any of the rest of our videos, make sure you hit that little bell. Alright, we'll be back to talk to you guys real soon. Peace out. Keep on flying.